Hello, I'm in England today going through quite a lot of paintings, and we have another one to discuss. This painting is dated 1968 and it's extremely, at the time was an extremely contemporary picture. The way the fruit are painted, the sort of 1970s, 60s shaped bottles, very much a contemporary array. And I think when it was painted in a fairly original manner. I don't think he was borrowing from a particular other artist. I think he was doing his own interpretation. Obviously, a still life is a fairly formulaic type of painting, but the actual way it's painted here is really unusual. You have white background, you have a certain casual, informal, spontaneous form of painting, the way it's just done, not sort of studied and faffed around with, it's just done, painted in a very fluid manner. So very browny, very simple colours, lots of browns and reds, and I suggest here he was using the same brush perhaps for the whole episode. I think he was perhaps using a brush and just changing the colours and then letting the colours migrate and evolve as you went. So you get a very, very muted, synchronised array of colours. So I very much like that there. Now, there are some comments on the website as well, but I have a feeling that this was painted on a canvas sail from a boat. Now, the reason I think that is the case is because Trieste is and was a poor place, very poor part of Italy, and I have on occasions had other paintings painted with scrap, literally scrap. So I think here you've got someone who's made a frame out of wood, just butt jointed wood, just nailed together. I think he's been to a boatyard and I think he's picked up the wood. I think he's picked up the trim to make the frame. And I think he's picked up an old canvas sail and he's cut it down. That's what I think. I don't know, that's what I think. So you have a very basic frame. The original hangers are broken off it. He put his telephone number on it. He signed the back, he signed the front. I think he's an artist who wants people to call him and say, can I give you some work? That's what it means, if they have a number on. It has had some damp damage, this picture. There is some mould on the back, some kind of decay. But it's not weak, it's still a strong canvas. And I think to a degree the mould has muted the colour. So people are very scared of this sort of age of painting. It's not too fashionable yet, though it's becoming more fashionable. And when the dust settles in 30 years, people are going to want to see a date. They're going to want to know where it's from, because there is this horrible disease which we can call international art, where you go into a gallery and the stuff is the same in New York as it is anywhere else. I was in a gallery in Bournemouth yesterday, and I very much like nearly everything in the gallery, but had no sense of place. So what is the point of having a Marilyn Monroe picture if you live in Bournemouth? What's the point of having one if you live in Valletta? It's Marilyn Monroe. What's she got to do with Valletta? What's she got to do with Bournemouth? Absolutely nothing to do with it. So it's phony. I think if you're in the Mediterranean, or you have an understanding of Italy or place, then this is a sort of picture you can buy for your collection. And down the line, as I say, because it's dated and it's of a certain size, and it's obviously not a fake or not a print or a facsimile or a simulated picture, I think it's going to go nothing but upwards. And I think the enjoyment you can get from this sort of picture is colossal. If you have people around your house and you want to talk about art, I mean, if you get beyond the people who talk about the same things everyone else talks about and the things they read about and the things the gallerists talk about, once you get past that sort of celebrity, fashionable nattering about art, you can talk about interesting things. You can talk about the shape of the bottles and how he's painted them, and you can try and get into the Trieste of 1968, which, as I say, was poor, very poor. So back to international art, it's a plague, and you know, they'll have a limited edition print, one of 600. I mean, there's no point. May as well just be one of a million. This means nothing. And they will use a border on the print, and they will make it bigger. And it's just something to be aware of. They're very seductive, these galleries, selling these modern prints, and they're furnishings prints. You know, they are for people who have houses they've just bought, and they want to fill the walls, and they want it to look impressive. As I say, they do look good. I like the art. I like the stuff. It looks great, but it hasn't got a lot of mileage as an investment. And I think that down the line, as I say, there's so much of that stuff around. You know, there's going to be so much more around with the China aspect. Which I've talked about in another video. You know, why pile money into these reproduced furnishings pictures, which are several £100 each, several €100 each. Perhaps it's best to put your money into something which is at first perhaps a little bit drab and less impressive, but down the line it's going to be more appealing, more interesting. So that's my view. Everyone has got their own view about the industry, the art trade, the antiques trade, the picture trade. But I don't buy a lot of modern pictures. I'm trying very, very hard to buy more because my clientele demands more modern pictures. There is a certain tiredness of old-fashioned Georgian style pictures, for example. But it's very easy to buy the wrong modern picture, and I think that you have to use some of the forms of buying you use in older pictures. I mean, just because it's a modern picture doesn't mean it's a nice picture. So you have to be careful. You have to, as I say, use your eyes, take your time on things, and then if you buy something which you're happy with and look at it every day, and you know you've got a good buy, and you know you bought a nice one, that you get so much pleasure radiating off the possession. And one day when it comes up for sale, and you sell it or your children sell it, they will be pleased that their parents bought a tasteful picture. And really, the art market is about, to a degree, what is tasteful and what is not tasteful. So thank you for having a look. Bye.